Another hot team right now in the Western Big Six is Sterling, who's coming off back-to-back wins over UT and Galesburg, and that's where Alleman's going this week. Alleman to travel, face a hot team. What do they have to do to come out with a win?
They got to find ways to have confidence early. Sterling right now is starting to feel themselves. They had a tough start to the year. The Metamora loss, and then they got beat by they played Moline, and really they were kind of competitive, but they weren't super competitive, and they were inches away from not being maybe blown out, but it was margin against UT. UT had them by the rope on the ropes and almost threw them, and they're a fantastic coach program. Coach Schlemler has Sterling. They're always dialed, and they were able to get off the ropes against UT, land some shots. UT never recovered, and then last week they were able to roll against Galesburg. What does Alleman have to do to counter that? Well, they're obviously in a spot right now where they have. I think we can easily say that last Friday was the Quincy game was a tough loss. They got blown out on the road, but last week I think we can say was their worst loss, not just because of the margin, but I would like to believe Coach Barber and those guys believe they were going to be able to go into Soul. They played at Soul Bowl, oddly enough, last week, and they were going to be able to compete. Unfortunately for them, they were never able to do that. They could never get it out of park. Rock Island had that foot through the floor from the moment the game started. So now how does Alleman adjust to that? In some of their other tough competition games, you look at the Dwight game week 2, the Galesburg game, their second conference game a couple weeks ago. Those were games that against Dwight, they were in it until the fourth quarter. And then all of a sudden, Dwight starts Alleman just didn't have the depth. They didn't have enough to hang on late. Against Galesburg, it's a tight game in the second half. And then all of a sudden, snap your fingers, and Galesburg has the doors blown off. And it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? So Alleman, like I said, this was the first time against Rock Island where they probably felt like they could compete and they didn't. How do you handle that adversity? They are dinged up. They're trying to navigate through those things. Can they do that? Can they find ways to have some success? Because that's where it's all about building for them right now. Is to take for them, it's going to be smaller steps than other programs trying to get back to where they want to be. So I think if they can do those things, have some confidence, build on some things, I think that'll go a long way into maybe not winning on Friday, but I think regaining some good fortune and feeling, okay, everything's still okay. The process is what we want it to be right now where we're at Alleman.
Great Friday night of games coming up. Joe, thank you for joining me, and enjoy Friday night.
Thank you.